What's up, guys? It's Luke here. But you guys probably see on my channel name it says NT. Basically, that stands for YouTube. That was my Call of Duty name when I was younger. I mean, it still is my Call of Duty name. And my very first video that I actually made was in 2016. It was Call of Duty. And so I just stuck with the name. But basically, what you guys see here is a Madden 20 Weekend League game. And if you guys know any of the Madden YouTubers or Madden Twitch streamers, you guys probably know like CC, Throne, those types of guys. And I actually saw Throne make a video of him coming back from being down 14-0 in Weekend League, and that exact same situation happened to me. So I was like, maybe I could make a video of it too. So as you guys see in the start of the video, I'm actually down 14-0, and that's not because my opponent is better than me or anything. I'm not saying I'm the greatest Madden player out there, but I went down 14-0 because of the typical EA BS. You know, they hit you with a getting mossed by a receiver even though you got 3 defenders around him, or you drop wide open picks on D. But besides that, let's just get into the video. So right here y'all see my opponent on offense, and his offense really isn't that complex. I mean, you see right here I get the pick, so I'm finally on offense, down 14-0, and we'll see what I can do. So right here, just like my opponent's offense, his defense really isn't that complex. I mean, he's been running cover 3 most of the game. So I put all my receivers to one side, and basically I use a mixture of in routes and slants just to bring them to the other side. I know his user isn't good enough to cover my receivers. So right there, you see the slant, catch by Terrell Owens. Bring him out to the sideline. If he could have broke that tackle, that probably would have been a touchdown. And you guys see my opponent actually has 2 pass rushers that are X-factored and abilitied up, so they just get instant block sheds. And on the next play, I'm basically looking for Torrey Holt to get wide open, but I decided to scramble instead. Torrey Holt was open a little bit, but it is what it is. So right here I see the defense that my opponent's playing, and he's playing cover 3, so I just put Torrey Holt on the streak to get the deep blue third DB out, and then I slant Terrell Owens and then put a corner on Jerry Rice. And you guys see Jerry Rice actually gets open right there, gets me the first down. And right here, you guys actually see me test out 5 wide. I know 5 wide isn't really that good of a formation to run, especially if you're playing against good opponents. But I knew my opponent wasn't that good. And if you have a decent enough offense, you can pretty much score on terrible opponents in 5 wide. And you guys see right there, I got Jerry on the streak, and I just swerve caught. Again, opponent's offense isn't that complex. He ran a wide receiver screen to his halfback, so I don't know what he was doing right there. And you guys see my setup for D right there. I got Aaron Donald on the spy in case Deshaun Watson rolls out. And you see my linebacker and Kevin Green actually off the line. That's just because if he does decide to run, if he goes into a running formation, he doesn't get engaged right away by blockers. And you guys see right there, get hit with that EABS on an out route with 2 DBs right on him. I mean, what can you do about that? And let's see what my opponent does right here. So it looks like he's going to pass, and again, 90% of the time, I have Aaron Donald on the spy because my rushers on the right side of my defense are good enough to get through or to contain the quarterback. And so whenever I put Aaron Donald on the spy, if my opponent decides to roll out left side, he's there most of the time. And again, like I said, 90% of the time I just run 3-4 odd, Aaron Donald in the spy. Cover 3, move the edge linebackers off the line so that they don't get engaged right away by blocks, especially on run plays. And right there, you guys see me with another EABS dropping a pick. I mean, that's basically the theme of the game. That's how my opponent went up 14-0, but by the end of this, that's definitely not the case. Skill has some part in this game, and you can't just get lucky the entire time. And something I noticed is that my opponent loved hurrying up. No matter if he was successful on the play or if he wasn't successful, he'd just hurry up. I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? You literally just lost yards. Don't hurry up. Call a different formation. I'm just going to do the same thing to you. And this guy, too, was like going for it on 4th and long. You guys see right here, 4th and 21. He called an offensive play. I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? I'm just going to call cover 4 so that you can't get over the top. And if you decide to roll out, it's 4th and 21. I'm not going to send a spy. I'm just going to user it if you roll out. So I have 4 rushers. What are you going to do? It's like, unless you get really lucky or you know some play that I don't know about, then that's my ball. So you guys see right there, I actually get lucky for the first time. EA hits him with the BS, and I get the tip with Fred Warner picked off by Dion and a touchdown, and we're tied 14-14 right before the half. Crazy how much luck plays into this game, but hey, I'll take it. So after that pick six, I'm back on defense again. You see me shift my D line to the spy side, put Aaron Donald in the spy, move Fred Warner off the line, move Kevin Green off the line, so that if it is a run play, they don't get engaged right away. And then if it's a pass play, I mean, I believe in my user enough, even though there won't be that much of a pass rush, so it'll be a coverage sack. And right there, it should have been a coverage sack. I mean, at least give me the freaking intentional grounding. Like, bro, what? He has nowhere else to go. Give me intentional grounding. So now my opponent's running bunch, and on the right side of your screen, I actually man up night train lane. I know that deep third isn't really going to get bombed because I'm using a linebacker and my user is good enough to cover that ground, and he actually runs a screen, which is pretty smart. I mean, the other screens he's been running the entire game have been like wide receiver screens for his halfback, so that one actually worked out for him. And right here, it's 3rd and 2. I thought he was going to run the ball, but he ends up passing it. But my user's good enough. I'm right there, but I get hit more with that EABS instead of picking it off. Patrick Willis just, I don't know, swats it away. I mean, in real life, Patrick Willis is going to jump up for that. He'll jump over the ball and catch it under his legs. I mean, damn. But you know, it's EA, so right here, I basically ran a blitz. If the run was there, it would stop it, but then if it was a pass, I get enough pressure because my user was good enough to cover his receivers, and he actually did run the ball. Almost got hit with the EABS again. Eric Dickerson bounced off, but luckily he bounced off and ran backwards. And you guys see right here, I ran this trap. If you guys saw, the box was green. That thing was so green, bro. It was yelling cash money. I learned that play from watching CC, basically. When people have a lot of players down and press DBs, if everyone's in the box, bro, run trap. It will work 9 out of 10 times. It's insane how good that play is. So right before half, I was down, 7-14. Now I'm up 21-14 in less than a minute and a half. And more EABS right there. EA, give me the picks. Why am I dropping it? That should be a pick. But anyways, here we start off in the second half. At this point, I knew my opponent wasn't good, so I was just really experimenting because I knew if somehow he luckily scored again, I'd just be able to get my points back, stop him on the next drive, and really try. I was just playing around because, like, really, in this point of Madden, it's so late in the year. Madden 21 is about to come out. It's like, I'm not even taking this seriously. I mean, obviously, I want to win and all that. If I don't win, like, I won't be too mad, but to take this seriously, I mean, if your goal is to become like a Madden pro, or if you are a Madden pro, then sure, take it seriously. I guess you can make a living off of that, but that's not really what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be the #1 Madden player in the world. So I was just experimenting. You guys see, I went and got sacked 3rd and 17. And right here, I just ran the ball. I was like, I'll just take my yards and punt the ball. I know he's not good enough to score against me. So now here we're on D again. Shift the defensive line to the left, QB spy. I mean, a lot of you guys are probably going to be like, Luke, you keep running 3-4 odd, you keep running the same thing, you don't switch up your formations. It's like, I mean, at least it's not as bad as people that run dime 1-4-6 who just get instant release off the edges. It's crazy how effective that is. At least this actually takes some user. And I mean, why switch something up if it works, you know? I mean, I tackled him for a loss with Eric Dickerson, one of the best, if not the best. Actually, no, the second best running back in Madden right now. Only to Bo Jackson. Golden ticket Bo Jackson, but I mean, how many people really have that card? I mean, Eric Dickerson is just a freak in this game. So you guys see 3rd and 4, he goes with a play action. Me personally, I never run play action because I feel like the animation when the quarterback fakes the ball, the amount of time it takes, the defensive line or the linebackers, whoever's rushing, has enough time to get pressure. And right there, even though my opponent lost yards, he no huddles and decides to go for it. I mean, he took a timeout, and I thought he was going to punt it, honestly. If you're a smart player, you would punt it, but obviously my opponent's not that smart. So he's actually going for it, and right here, I just call an all-out blitz, basically, almost an all-out blitz, because I saw his formation running 3 tight ends, and that indicated to me that he was going to run. I mean, if it was a pass, my user was good enough to cover the receivers and the tight end, and there would be enough pressure to get the sack or to force a bad throw. And right there, you guys see that he actually did um, turn the ball over on downs. And we pick up with me here in offense. Like I said earlier, I was just like goofing around at this point. I didn't really care about the game anymore because I knew if my opponent did score, I could just score easily. So I ran 5 wide, which again is a terrible formation to run against good players. But this guy just absolutely sucks. And you guys are gonna see here, my opponent runs the ball. I mean, what was he doing? That was just absolutely terrible. He was going inside and cut back out. My user was right there to get the tackle. Right here, he goes for the pass. Another drop pick. How many drop picks is that? I should have put a counter in this video. That's like 3 or 4 that I've shown you guys. It's insane how much EA hates me. I don't know, man. Does that happen to you guys? Drop 3, 4, 5 picks in a game? I mean, it probably does. It's EA. Right here, my opponent's facing a 3rd and 13, almost to his own end zone. I mean, really, there's a chance that I get a safety, but he runs another wide receiver screen, and we're all over it. He's down to the 5-yard line. So, my guy, you're 4th and 15 in your own end zone, and you're gonna hurry it up. Like, what is wrong with you? So smart enough, he actually took a timeout, punted me the ball back, and I'm about to hit him with his own cheese, like that shot clock cheese that Chris Moose says. I hit him with that. Ran the screen, and I tried to juke right there, and I couldn't, and I realized that actually in the end of the first half, I put my ball carrier to conservative so I don't fumble and I could get like a guaranteed field goal at least. And then right here, you guys see me go back to the trap, but then I was like, do I really want to score? Nah, let's just mess around. So I audible, and then I put my hot routes, and you guys see this. This is insane. I actually almost catch this ball in the end zone, and there's no business whatsoever for Delaney Walker to even have that football into his hands. Luckily, it was dropped and it wasn't picked off, but Jesus Christ, Madden, fix your game. And I come out in the same formation. It's 2nd and 10. I was thinking about running the ball at this point, but then I was like, I'd rather just pass the ball. I mean, it's more fun. Running the ball is so boring, especially people that run I-form close all the time. If I ever run into a guy that runs I-form close, I'll make a video about it. It's really easy to defend once you know what you're doing. But right here, like I said, I was playing around. I was having fun. I had human joystick on Randall Cunningham, so I just ran the ball. I was like, maybe I can hit a spin move and juke both of them out. And what do you know? Of course, he fumbled the ball. I mean, if I didn't spin, he'd probably fumble the ball out of bounds, but since I spun to the open side of the field, it left it inbounds, and obviously he took that for 7, which I thought he wasn't going to be able to. I thought he stepped out of bounds, but apparently not. So right here, again, running 5 wide. Don't recommend it against a good player, but this guy's not good. Right there. Hit Vernon Davis. 89 overall, Vernon Davis. This is proof to you guys that you don't need that expensive of a team. You don't need 99 players everywhere. Like my opponent says NMS, no money spent. I don't know if he's actually no money spent, but you really don't need that good of players as long as you have the scheme. I mean, obviously, your players' overalls will matter at some point. Like if you have 85 overall linemen and you're facing against Jadeveon Clowney, you might as well just quit. But once you reach a certain threshold, it really doesn't matter. So this is just like a reminder to you guys. You guys don't need to spend that much money on this game. You don't even have to spend money at all on this game. I've probably spent like at most $30 on this game the entire year. And really, most of the time when I spent money, it was only to get those level bonuses when you open up those packs, and then you get like the quick sell coins of the players, of the elite players, that give you like a couple thousand, like 110,000, I think. And then right there, you guys see Eric Dickerson. I mean, my opponent's user is terrible. I had 2 lanes. I had an inside lane and outside lane. I saw my opponent go outside. I was like, there's no way he's going to be able to cover the inside. There's no way he's even thinking about that, so I just ran inside and it was a touchdown. So back on defense, another run stop. I mean, it's just too easy. I'm not that great of a Madden player, believe me. I'm not that great, but this guy was just absolutely terrible. He has no business playing weekend league whatsoever. So right here, obviously it's fourth quarter. My opponent's down 7. He basically has to pass the ball. If he runs the ball, it's gonna be game over. He knows I've been stopping his run, and if he runs the ball, he'll not have enough time basically. And right here, finally, thank you EA for letting me get a pick. Oh my god, was it that hard to give me a pick? And Dion should have scored a touchdown right there, but he didn't, so it's whatever. And basically the video is about to end right here. My opponent knows he's not going to win this game. He's not that good. I'm not that good either, but he's just absolutely terrible. Randall Cunningham right here, running 5 wide, just experimenting. I see that I have an open lane. Run it in, human joystick, touchdown, and that's the video. My opponent quits. Well, thanks for tuning into my first video since 2016. I guess I'll see you guys sometime in the future.